guys, Miss O'Connell here. So I just wanted to talk about a few things that came up in the meetings from today, our first set of meetings. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you are required to meet with me at least once this week. You can do so either through your email. There was a link sent directly to your email, or in Google Classroom. There is a doodle link. It asks you to choose a time slot to meet with me to discuss your project progress. Please make sure again that you submit or attach your daily log and any work that you've completed so far to the assignment so that I can give you some feedback and we can troubleshoot to make sure that any problems that you will encounter or could encounter, we kind of address them before you get there. So again, that's in Classroom. So last post is from June 1st. Okay, so I actually realized, I actually did this with both classes. For the post from last Wednesday, May 27th, it says project topic and log. So before that log began, you should have already filled out the Google form to pick which project you'd like to focus your time on and which topic you intend to study and look at a little bit deeper while focusing on that project. So I accidentally posted the project directions with this assignment as well instead of a sample log. You can use whatever you want as a log. You can log using Google Docs. You can use, a few of us actually made a spreadsheet in Google Sheets that works. A few of us added a log to a Google Doc, that's fine. However you want to organize your log is completely up to you. But I did intend to give you some kind of sample to look at in case you wanted to use that. But I realized after my meeting today that I didn't actually attach the correct file. So this file is now attached to the assignment from Wednesday, project topic and log. You don't have to use this log. This is just to give you an idea of what I mean by a log. So you're writing down what you did and when you did it. That's what a log is. And for some of us, depending on our project, we're going to reflect. So if you're making an art-based piece, you have to make a reflection. The log is simply to help you reflect on what you did. So if you already have a list of everything you did, it's going to be a lot easier for you to make that 3-minute clip explaining your reflection. That's for the art-based physics project. For those of us who are doing like the teaching type video, let's say you want to incorporate a YouTube video into your 6 to 8 minute clip, this is a great place to organize that. So you can just link all of the resources that you want to head back to, so it's in one place and it's easy for you to find. So that's just the purpose of the log. Doesn't need to be formal, but I am going to give you a grade for this portion, so you must submit a log. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to work on it every day. I know that some of us spend one whole day working on English, one whole day working on history, one whole day working on physics. However you've been doing it is fine, but you just need to log what you did that day. So as an example, okay, if you have project members, you need one per group. So if you're working with another person, you want to keep the same log so you're both on the same page. So you do this day, I'll do this day. When you're done, check it off so that the other partner knows that you're on pace and that you'll be able to finish the project in time. Speaking about timelines, so technically the end of the marking period, the last day of school, is June 12th. So that's when the project's due, June 12th. If you're a senior, your laptop will be collected on Monday, June 8th. If you're a junior, your laptop will be collected on Tuesday, June 9th. So according to that timeline, right, if you decided that you were going to use iMovie and you don't have a Mac at home, you're going to need to complete your project before June 9th or June 8th. If you're using Screencast-O-Matic or some kind of online platform, you can use whatever kind of computer you need. So if you're not done by the time you hand in your computer, you can use your computer at home. Okay? So please keep those timelines in mind as well. And if you finish early, which I expect that we all should do, most of us who have been working consistently are close to done. If you're having trouble, please reach out to me. Again, you must meet with me once this week to talk about your project progress. This is your final test grade for the marking period. To give you an idea of what the log could look like, I'm going to use, so a few of you guys reached out with individual questions, which were great, and I kind of talked about them individually. But this is, I had one student in particular who asked about their log. So here's a good example. So I'm just going to reference this for a minute. So let's pretend that I chose to do the physics-based art project. Okay, so not the project that uses physics to structurally be completed, but a project that's based on physics. So I'm going to look at the origin of the universe, which is connected to gravitation, which we learned about. I'm going to use that for my topic for the project. So what I would do is I'd start to research the origin of matter and energy. Okay, how did the universe start? And I'd come across theories like the Big Bang Theory. And then I would research specific people like musicians, artists, writers who incorporate these kind of elements into their works. And I'm going to use that to inspire my own piece, whether I'm going to write a journal or whether I'm going to paint something. You know, the art-based project is completely up to you. What kind of media you use is up to you. You could cross-stitch, you could sing a song, you could write a book, you could write a poem. Okay, so the actual media itself is up to you. You're going to be creative, you're going to pick a topic that interests you, and you're going to learn a little bit more about it. So how my log would look, right? You basically want to write down what you did on what day. And you can use this format as a sample, which is now posted. I'm so sorry. They have very similar names, project log and project. Okay, I attached the wrong document. I'm sorry about that. Most of us started our own logs on Google Docs, and again, that's fine. But just to give you an example, so let's say on the 28th, I researched the Big Bang Theory, the Doppler effect, and who Edwin Hubble was. And I want to link a resource to a cool picture that I saw that was inspirational to me that I might want to reference later, so that I can easily reference that as well as reference it in my reflection. Please remember that not every project has a reflection. It depends on what you choose. And depending on your project, your log is going to look differently. The 29th, I watched an episode of The Big Bang Theory, and I noticed their theme song, liked their theme song, and examined the lyrics of the theme song, which was written by the Barenaked Ladies, and then I linked the exact YouTube clip that I looked at as inspiration, just so I can reference back to it. On the 2nd, I began sketching my installation, and I took a screenshot of my sketch and put it in the document so that it's easy to find. On the 4th, I started building my plan for how to build my installation, and maybe I listed the materials I was going to use. Okay. On the 5th, I began building. I spent a lot of time building on the 5th, so I took a break. I took a few days break. And then on the 8th, I'm going to continue to build. And then on the 9th, I'm going to finish up my project and make my artist statement. So basically 100 words or less, just a sentence explaining what the purpose of my piece was. I'm going to make a reflection based on my log. Okay, again, this is specific to the art project. And I'm going to submit that on the 10th. So I'm going to take a picture of my installation, I'm going to submit my artist statement and my reflection along with my log. Okay, so in the actual project guidelines, okay, for this project, for the art-based physics project, you have 4 things that you need to submit. Let's say you're doing the teaching video. Okay, it clearly lists what you need to submit in the directions. There's also a rubric. Please look at the rubrics. From the assessments for simple harmonic motion, for the assessments for work, energy, and power, it looked like some of us didn't read the rubric. Okay, so an assignment that you had kind of leeway to be creative, I want you to make sure you're hitting the main points on the rubric so they're not losing points for silly things like the number of questions. Okay? So for the teaching video, right, it says products to submit. For each project, it lists what products you need to submit, and it gives you an idea where to start. Okay, so please make sure that you're using these materials in your project planning and that you do meet with me after uploading what you have so far. If you have only a log, you only did 1 day of research, that is fine. That is absolutely fine. Okay? I know what things you might come into contact with and might have issues with depending on what project you pick, and I want to save you some time, okay, and help you out by helping you choose which program you're going to use to record if you're recording a teaching video. Okay, if you decided on the coding, computer modeling and physics, which sites are easy to use. Okay, you don't actually need to know how to code. You can use, basically it's called block coding. You drag and drop JavaScript pieces into a puzzle and code something. So the purpose of these meetings is to help you out, to save you time, to give you tips, so that you actually get to spend your time researching what you're interested in. So again, if you have not already signed up for a meeting, please do so. If you're not keeping a daily log, please keep a daily log. It's what you're doing, on which date, and any links that you might want to revisit. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or schedule a meeting. There are multiple meetings. There are more meeting opportunities than there are students, so I should see each of you at least once this week, but feel free. If you have questions, head to another meeting, book another meeting, or extra help. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, from 2:30 to 3:15. Okay, I look forward to seeing some of you in our doodle meetings, and have a great rest of your day.